Hi, my name is Claudia, and today we are going to continue the series Search for the Novelty on my channel. This is the 4th episode. In this series, in this kind of video, we are gonna look at some new makeup releases. We are not gonna buy them, obviously, but we're gonna dupe the vibe of those products using the product that I already have in my collections. And let me tell you, I am overwhelmed just by the sheer amount of new makeup releases that have been out in the last few weeks, just because it's the spring season in the US. And I was like, they all claimed to be new. People said that, oh, this is so innovative, like you need this, you need that. And I'm just a bit bored and tired. I don't want to sound hushed, but I think I need to say it out loud. Like, I'm so bored of influencers, and in a very kind way, a lot of YouTube content creators, they have been talking about new makeup releases. It's either from an indie brand or a popular brand or a cult favorite brand, a luxury brand. I just feel like in every corner of the internet, there's such a strong weight of you need this kind of mentality. And I want to calm myself down a little bit because I can get carried away very, very quickly. I feel like at this stage of my life, I want to feel more content about my makeup collections. So it's not official yet, but I think this year I'm gonna go on an either no buy or low buy. I would say right now, confidently, that it might be a low buy because just you cannot say for sure, oh, I'm not gonna buy anything this year. But to me, my goal is that I'm gonna buy less makeup, much less makeup than last year. And logically, because last year I accumulated so much makeup, I should roll them over to this year and try to like test them out, try to use them more often, trying to find new ways to use those products. And I think I realized that this is the thing that I've done often in the series, that I try to mix up the products together, trying to like use them in a different ways and trying to define the purpose of those products. Think of something else that I can use that product for. I find a lot of joy in the process of doing that. That's why I will continue to do this series, because it helps me a lot when it comes to the shocking value of how I see new makeup releases. And this time alone, I feel like new makeup releases, when they say that those are new products, it's rather or solely or merely a marketing campaign. I don't believe that all of them are new. Some are really new, some are like new concept, but it comes to the point that although it's new, it's not necessary. Just because you say that it's new doesn't mean it's gonna solve a problem in our life, because before the product arrives, we didn't have any problem at all. So trying to give us a product not being a solution in our life is quite a ways. So that's what I'm trying to formulate this video, that I will hold myself accountable for the thought of new makeup is just new marketing campaign, and we are drawn to those products just because we are intrigued. My brain is just tickled by the idea of, oh, that's flashy, that's such a good image, that's such a great impressions that you have put on my mind for your new product. Doesn't mean your product is anything better than my old reliable makeup. Let's start off with this product right here. It's from the brand Ciele. It's called Glow and Protect SPF 50+. So initially I thought this is a liquid illuminating drop, so very similar to Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. That's kind of a liquid highlighter, but not really highlighting, that you can mix with the foundations. You can use it alone or use it as a primer. It's kind of true, but the texture, like, I will show you some photos so that you can tell me what you think about the texture. I feel like it's quite intriguing just to look at what kind of product is this. Isn't Acne a liquid highlighter created to give your skin a radiant, luminescent glow? What else? So there are 3 shades: Penny, a velvety copper, Piper, perfect champagne, Judge, high wattage gold. Yeah, so it's kind of a mineral sunscreen with SPF 50 plus in it that delivers illuminating soft focus finish and glow. A beautiful wash of color that's lightweight, acne safe, and made without pore cloggers. The hydrating formula is made to illuminate the high points of the face and décolletage for a radiant, luminescent glow. Okay, so it's vegan, gluten-free, comes in recyclable packaging, anything like that. Like I said, this is a similar product to the Charlotte Tilbury one. And right now we can see every single brand, they try to come out with a product like that product because they know that product sells. It comes to a point when you feel like, what else can you offer except knowing a trick in the market and try once again to trick us into buying the same product over and over again? It's okay if you don't have this kind of product in your collections or you want to try it for the first time. It's a difference between trying a new genre of makeup for the first time versus, I like the Charlotte Tilbury one, I want something similar. The texture, like I said, is it's not quite pearlescent. I don't see a lot of shimmering particles with a swatch. It's just like a sheer, creamy gel, very hydrating liquid. But hopefully when you blend it out, you can see some of the pearls shine through. And I do think it looks really, really gorgeous. Would I use this kind of product every time I do my makeup? Personally, I won't because I don't have this time. I put on my skincare, I put on my sunscreen, and I feel like that's enough glow, that's enough dew on my skin already. I wouldn't go an extra step just to put a glowy liquid highlighter on my skin before I apply complexion products. Nor would I try to mix this kind of a highlighter into my foundations because normally I don't wear foundation. So I think I learned from the process of just looking at this product that the campaign photos, they are so cool. They revive something in us that it feels like this is so luxury, it's so expensive, this is so youthful. I think they are successful in creating this clean girl, effortless luxury image, and that would evoke in us an urge, like a jealousy maybe, just to achieve this kind of look. So when healthy looking skin and effortless, you're just wearing SPF. The fact that is a kind of a mineral sunscreen kind of adds to the fact that they want to sell you something and try to make you feel good about it. It's a liquid highlighter with SPF in it. It's a skincare product, right? You should feel good about it. It's taking care of yourself. That's what I feel. And a lot of photos on this Instagram, I feel like it's just so good. It's so beautiful, and it reminds us of something in us that's beautiful, that's worth caring for. And I think it's just genius in this days and age when we see marketing campaigns can reach this level, but in a way, we cannot just look at these and feel like we need these products, because we don't, because without all of these flashy images, the product is a sheer liquid highlighter. You can either mix your highlighter with your lotion, or if you have any type of product like this, or if you have any gel liquid highlighters, you can use it, you can shear it out in some way, like I said, mix it with a lotion, or mix it directly with your foundations. I would guarantee that it's not going to be exactly this product, because you know the formulations is a challenging process. You cannot just like straight up duplicate something without knowledge of cosmetical formulations, but you will get a very similar look. And without knowing how the product actually looks like, if you can convince yourself that this is good enough, what I have is good enough, I can make way with everything I have, you will feel so much better. Like, I guarantee doing this series on my channel and trying to think of way to reconnect with my makeup collections by exploring different methods and strategies to use the products, because you know why? It makes me realize I have wonderful products in my collection. So this product right here, I adore the aesthetic of it. I think it's a wonderful idea. I feel like I want to try it way more than I want to try the Charlotte Tilbury one, which is, I assume, the original idea. But instead, I have this one in my collections. This is actually a liquid eyeshadow. It's from the brand Beauty by POPSUGAR. Make Waves liquid metallic eye color. Initially, I don't think this liquid eyeshadow is sparkly enough, is intense enough, it's very liquidy. It's just like a, I don't know, it's like a liquid highlighter, but even more sheer than a highlighter. So I don't use it on my eyes. Actually, in one of the Instagram reels on ciele, the brand, they actually advise you to use the product in multiple ways, like mixing it with your foundations, using it directly on the high points of your cheek, whereas using it as an eyeshadow. So that's why I pulled this product out. Throughout time, the eyeshadow itself is getting drier and drier, so I have to mix a lotion, or sometimes I spray a little bit of setting spray just to liquefy it a little bit. But today is the day that I'm gonna test whether I can use this liquid eyeshadow as this illuminating gel-like kind of a primer. I'm not gonna mix it with the foundations because I'm not gonna wear any foundation today. But if I can turn it into like an illuminating drop, and I feel like the color, like it can be quite dark, but this color is already very great to be used as a blush topper. That's what I have been using this product for. I think if I strategically applied it on some areas on my cheek, hopefully it won't be too glittery. Looking at this half of my face, it's giving me the vibe of the, you know, liquid blushing drop from Drunk Elephant more than the ciele one, but it's not glittery. It gives me a little bit of a bronzy look that I really like, and also it's not straight up, you know, brown or like warm orange. It has this pink tint in it because of the color of the liquid eyeshadow. I think I like it. I think if I apply some concealers on, some bronzer, some blush, and in a way slightly powder my face, I think this glow will remain, and that would be so pretty. Okay. I didn't expect it, but I really, really like the glow. I don't know why. Now I think I could potentially incorporate this more into my makeup routine, knowing that it has one more use. And I don't think POPSUGAR exists anymore. It used to be a boxy charm itsy kind of brand, but I haven't heard about this brand since. But just in case you have this kind of a product, I have the shade You Glow Girl, and you don't really need this particular type of product. If you have like a highlighter, a powder highlighter, you can mix it with lotions. Like I said, a liquid highlighter is fine, a cream highlighter is fine, an eyeshadow, like a shimmering, not too glittery, not too metallic eyeshadow, just a nice fine pearlescent shimmering eyeshadow, mix it with a little lotions. You can get the look. You can mix it with your sunscreen because you want SPF in it. You can mix it with your sunscreen. So there's so many ways that you can invent things from your collections that you can use. So eventually you don't need to buy new product. One mistake that I made while applying this product is that it has a pigmented base. So there's some pigment in the base of this product. So when I applied it, maybe on this side of my face, it does take a while for me to blend it out because I think the pigment stays on my cheek, and you know, when it comes to cream blood, when it dries down, it's a little bit harder to blend out. But I think eventually I did make it through, and it's looked quite natural, and I like the glow. Now I understand the hype of all of those illuminating products, like the Charlotte Tilbury one, the Urban Decay one. They released something like that recently. Elf, and of course the ciele ones. I think this would fit a certain aesthetic, a certain type of makeup look, and if you want that, and you can find ease in the process of creating that look, you might want one of those products like that. But to me, I don't find it easy to create a makeup look that I want using an extra product. I'm happy that now I can find another use for a product I already have in my collections, and it does look quite nice. But it comes to the point when new makeup is intriguing, of course, because of the newness, because of the novelty of that product, because we haven't seen anything like that before. But that's kind of an illusion that we have been telling ourselves, that when it's new, we need it. No, we don't. We have lived just fine before that product, and whether it comes to our collections to solve a problem or it will bring another problem to our collections, that will be an issue. So I highly encourage you to do an experiment like this, trying to create something from your collection, mimicking the product you want. If you want the look, if you think this look is for you, if you think it's easy to use, if you think that if I have a product with that sole function in my collections and I can use it every single day, I don't have to go an extra length to do an experiment. Through time, I think it will come to the point that it's beneficial for you to get that particular product to serve one single purpose. Or if you're just like me, feeling like I might want to do this kind of step every once in a while, then maybe not. Trying to stick with something that's gonna save you money. I need to get through. This video is gonna be very long. We have a blush coming up. It's the LA Girl on Clown Eye Bouncy Blush and Bronzer. So they have 3 shades in this blush and bronzer duo. What's it called? Coral Bliss Misty Mauve Dreamy Pink. I want the Misty Mauve duo. I think it's the most beautiful neutral pink and neutral lash rosy bronzer. It has this desaturated quality in it that's look like pale but would be like natural. And because of the bouncy formula, this is the putty clay kind of material. It's very strange to call it clay material, like it reminds me of soil mechanics, but this kind of like clay texture, like, and they call it bouncy. It's gonna have a matte finish, and in some of the promo videos I feel like they try to do the fingerprint thing, like they try to like press the pen down and you see like it has this putty texture. It just look cool. I like myself a matte blush. I don't want a too dry, like too powdery blush. I don't mind working with a cream blush, so that's why I'm quite intrigued by this formula. I do have a cream blush in my collections that has a similar texture, but it's not this color. I think because of this color plus the formula, and you have a bronzer as well. The bronzer looks nice, like it has a neutral rosy undertone. If I can get LA Girl in Australia, which I can, there's some stockists that I can definitely get it from, but I think it would be quite expensive full price if I buy it from those stockists. So I will hold up for now. And once again, I think I'm intrigued by the formulations and the promo of these formulations because they can always do cool things. They can press it down and like it's like Play-Doh. It's like you can play with the product. That's why it's fun. But taking away that playfulness, I think it's once again another cream to powder kind of a product. So eventually it won't be special anymore, right? Cream to powder putty like formula. I am looking at my Flortte Good Friends blush duo. This is a cream blush, but this one is brownish. Blush is actually that cream to powder, like, should I do it? Kind of that putty formula, which is very interesting. It's very light, so I'm not gonna use it alone. I'm gonna pick up some product, and it is neutral enough. So I think I'm gonna use it as a mixing color. And this formula is very, very silicone-y. When I look at the LA Girl one, I think it's more of a true matte. Like it doesn't have this, you know, like very glidey to the touch kind of feeling. So I will look past that. Like this is not going to be an exact dupe video. We're trying to make do with what we already have, and sometimes we have to accept that maybe it's really new. Like maybe I don't already have that product, but I don't really have to buy it. And I pulled out my Natasha Denona palette because the cream to powder formula in this palette, it reminds me, every time I use the cream to powder formulations, it reminds me of that clay putty texture. So there are two shades in that palette that have that texture. This is Dream. It's very, very neon purple, very purple. And I have Commitment, which is a deep plummy shade. So I'm gonna mix a little bit of the shade with the brown that we already have. So a brown and a plum. Hopefully we can have that mauve pink color. It's quite sheer because of the brown shade in this duo. It's very, very sheer. It's not pigmented at all. But I think we have created such a nice color. It's quite mauve. It has enough brown in it. Does look a bit rosy and pink. I think we kind of nailed it with the color. I mean, and even the texture, like we don't have a perfect combinations of 2 products to make it close to 1 product, but I mean, this is all about creativity. I mean, just want to give myself some credit of thinking of using this Natasha Denona palette. I mean, if you think about it, this cream to powder formula can be very versatile. Like, it's not really a cream, so you can use it with a set face when you already powder your face. It can be used when you have not set your face because it's not going to be so disruptive to the liquidy, the creamy base on your skin. I mean, if I can get a product like that, if I can get my hand on that blush and bronzer duo, I think that would be nice. But I have tried bouncy putty cream to powder blush before, just not that color. So I think sometimes it's about trying to accept that you cannot have both. You can have the color or you can have the formula, and if you want both, you have to make a little bit more effort to get that result, like what we are doing right now. There are 2 eyeshadow palettes that are just calling my name this round. The first one, I feel less about this palette. Like, I don't feel like it's good, but I don't feel like it's for me. But I really want to talk about it. It's from Colourpop. This is the A Shadow of Secrets collections. This palette is very moody, very cool tone with a lot of mauvey, grayish purple. But with Colourpop, they put in so many glittery shades. And glittery shades to me, from my experience with Colourpop, they're kind of 50-50. Sometimes they'll look like they are glitter, but they actually are super sharp, which I like that formula, so it's fine. Sometimes they're actually glittery, but it's so fine and so sparkly, like it does behave like a real metallic shimmer eyeshadow. I can accept that, but I think Colourpop is so hit and miss for me. The beautiful color story, like very on point for Valentine's, and the packagings, it has this holographic flowers on it. It's so cool. But knowing Colourpop and knowing how much I can use the palette, I just feel like I don't think I should get it. Like, this series is not about buying anything, but even trying right here, right now, it's beautiful, but it makes sense if I don't buy it. But then we have Wonder Beauty in neutral palette. This is such a boring neutral palette, but boy oh boy, it's beautiful. I think I look at this photo, I think they have like a sneak peek, and I just love the photo. Like I said, they try to sell you an idea of what you can be if you get the palette. You can go to the beach, you have like flowers, like coffee latte, a ribbon on a line in the sky. Line in the sky? What did I just say? Ribbons on a line in the sky. It makes sense to me, but then what is that? Anyway, it just looks so effortless and it just looks so fancy. Like it's so it-girl to me. Like, it's so versatile. It's just so easy to use when I look at neutral palettes right now. That's why I feel like getting a neutral palette for me right now makes more sense than getting a colorful palette or a purple palette. I still love purple with my whole heart, but using a neutral mauve rosy palette would make more sense. But then, because it's neutral, I have a bunch of neutral palette in my collections already. And looking at the color selections, I would maybe want to use a few shades and I would stick to them. So there's a dark brown latte, rich mahogany. There's a Catch Me Say, which is a neutral khaki. Wow, that sounds so cool. like fawn, shimmering sand, and smoke, deep indigo gray. So I think a few selections. It's a quad. I can't believe I said it. Like now looking at this palette, I made one a quad with 4 matte shades out of this palette. But I do truly think that this palette is going to be very, very helpful in my collections if I have no makeup at all. It would be a great starter kit palette if you can add this palette to your collections while learning how to do your makeup. It would be so helpful because of the undertones. I'm not sure about the formula. I've never tried Wonder Beauty before, and I don't think people talk about this brand anymore, but it's just the simplicity and the neutrality and how I feel like every shade has its own function. It just looks cool. So I'm not going to do anything fancy today, so I'm going to try to do the vibe of this palette, trying to create a look that I imagine I can get out this palette, because it's a bunch of neutrals. I do have a lot of neutrals. It's a bunch of cool tone, moody, mauve neutral shade. They are leaning definitely pink and purple, and to be honest, I want that neutral khaki. The shade is Cashmere, a neutral khaki. And also I just like the way that they try to name the shades. The Blossom, Petal, Cashmere, Haze, Smoke. Very ethereal, but very hazy. So there's some, I don't know, there's something dreamy about it. And I mean, once again, it's a marketing strategy. They try to make it sound more persuasive, more alluring than it actually is. At the end of the day, it's another boring neutral palette. It's beautiful, but you already have a neutral palette, I believe. So the other palette that I pull out is this Mint To Be palette from Colourpop. I'm gonna mix maybe this minty shade right here with one of the browns in this palette just to create that neutral khaki. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, so I'm gonna try to pick up this dark brown shade, and I don't know, maybe this shade. It does turn a little bit gray. I feel like this palette is so satchy, like so cool toned green. Maybe I should mix it with like a khaki, like a warm tone khaki. I don't have any of the shade that could be helpful for me to make that shade, so I'm reaching into my Rust palette using this mustardy shade, trying to neutralize it with a little bit of warmth. After a while, I have this color right here. It might be a little bit too cool tone, but I don't know. We cannot keep mixing things together. Maybe after blending it, I will add a little bit of green from the Mint To Be palette. But we need to work with the eye look somehow. I don't know why, I've been really into that kind of earthy, mossy, like grungy look lately. Like I couldn't even imagine myself trying to create a neutral khaki with a little bit of green in it. Like I used to not like green at all on my skin, but I think I realized you don't need to go like green. You just have to have a hint of green like that, and then you can still have a very wearable, a very neutral look. Now looking at the Wonder Beauty palette, so I feel like if you have a warm neutral eyeshadow palette and a cool tone neutral eyeshadow palette, and I believe you already have, I think you already have some sort of a version of that palette. So I mean, I don't know why I picked that palette for this video. I just feel like I'm in a very boring phase lately. I just want a simple eye look. I don't want too much. I want like a brown neutral eye look, and every palette that could get me to that look easily, I want that palette. But I not like want that palette. I just want to play with it. I don't want to like buy it because it costs money. They have a few shimmers in that palette, so I think I'm gonna use maybe one of these two shades. I don't mind these shimmering shades at all because they are not very nice. And I think it would happen the same way if I try to use the Wonder Beauty palette. I don't think by the look those shimmers are very sparkly. I think they could be nice, but they would just be like sheer shimmering shade. Could be lackluster in a way. So I don't want to risk that just by the look of the palette. But they call it in neutral, and the palette itself is very light, so you don't have a lot of mid-tone and deeper shades to intensify the look. So I could imagine it's just like a on-the-go kind of day-to-day, very easy, one and done, two and done, like trying to create an eye look but doesn't want to draw attentions to the eye look kind of vibe. So that makes sense that if the palette is not formulated to be intense, the shimmers in this palette might be a little bit subdued. Whew, finally we have athr Beauty. I have one palette from athr Beauty, but I do want trying more products from this brand because I just love that palette. I have the Amethyst palette. I just love that one so much. They had a rebrand recently. So this product, I'm not sure if it belongs to the rebranding or it's just a new release. It's the Aurora Glow Lip Oil, a clean beauty treasure designed to line up your lips like the stars, hydrating, glowing, and 100% vegan, more than just a lip oil. This is your ultimate lip treatment infused with non-GMO rice extracts to shield against aging and environmental stressors. Monoid Tahiti for deep hydration, and non-GMO soybean oil to help maintain the lip suppleness and hydration. Is skincare with purpose. The non-sticky, weightless formula ensures your lips feel as good as they look, soft, smooth, and radiant. Okay, it by the look, maybe it's the packaging. I feel like it's has this pearlescence, like the shimmering is very pearl-like looking to me, but when I go to the website, it does look like it's just a glossy pink lip oil. And I do have a lot of lip oil, so if it's not the pearly, shiny lip oil, like it's not shimmering. I imagine it to be like, you know, pearly. It has very, very fine iridescence, like the, you know, the Apollon shell effect, but don't put glitters in it. Just don't put any shimmering things in it. And a lip oil, I think it would be wonderful. And it has a pink tint as well. It would be amazing. But buying from athr Beauty is a US brand, so it's kind of expensive. Don't really want to go into the hassle at the moment. So I pull out two products right here with me. This is Nivea Pearly Shine. So it's a lip balm, yep, with a pearly, shiny finish. It has such a nice smell, but it has a grayish, pearly kind of look. So I don't really want to use it alone on my lip. I'm gonna mix it with this Revlon Kiss Glow Lip Oil. It's number 2, ready to go. So I'm gonna mix these two together. Hopefully I can still have that pink color. and the pearly shiny finish. Ah, yeah. I think my lips are gonna look very cute. Wow, I like the shine, but it's not gonna feel nice for a long time because the Revlon lip oil is not long lasting. Like, it's gonna run away very, very quickly. But I think because of the oil mixing with the pearly thing, it does look, the color is not hot. Usually when I wear this alone, it looks grayish. But because of the pink tint, I really like the look. And finally, if you have watched any video in this series, you know that I'm gonna talk about a release, but I'm not gonna talk good about that brand because I'm just here to trash about that release. And I think this time alone, I will want to talk about a phenomenon, not a release, but it's just something that has been mind-boggling to me, and I don't really know how to call it. Maybe the aggressive influx of one brand makeup collections. Two victims of this conversation is Versed, which is a skincare brand. They're gonna have a new makeup collections at Target, and isamaya, which is a French-inspired luxury. It's supposed to be a couture makeup brand, so they have collections that stays for only a few seasons, but now they are gonna come to Sephora. That's why they have a whole collections with, I don't know how many products. Like, they release collections with maybe like 16 different products just to get them in Sephora. So let's talk about Versed. This is gonna be a long one. So Versed, like, their skincare is already available at Target. Now they want to have makeup at Target. So I feel like it's makes sense. Like, I think it's okay for you to have a collection to be like a debut at a store. But you release Smooth Skin's Face Primer, Cloud Polish Exfoliating Lip Scrub, 14 Skin Solution Multi Serum Skin Tint, 14 Skin Solution Serum Concealer, 2 Mood Lighting Glow Drops, 2-day Lash Lifting and Defining Mascara, 3 High Points Illuminating Stick, 3 Warm Dimension Bronzer Stick, 3 Easy Brown Tinted Brow Gel, 5 Sheer Stay Liquid Eyeshadow, 5 Soft Gloss Tinted Lip Serum, 5 Cashmere Color Smoothing Lip Blush, 5 Shades White Blush Stick. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Why do you need that many in one collection? I mean, it makes sense. Like I said, it makes sense. But you can come out with a few products. Okay, that's not gonna end there. We have to talk about isamaya. Like I said, this brand is not supposed to be this way, but because they have an incentive to be available in Sephora, they have to be this excessive. This is how competitive the market is and how brands behave in the way that we cannot imagine. So they will have 8 skin enhancing dual cream blush and highlighter, 11 sculpting stick, precision cream contour stick, 6 lip lacquer maximizing lip plumping serum, 2 mascara, lash lengthening mascara, micro eyeliner, precision liquid eyeliner, 5-point lipped color correcting concealer with caffeine, a lip balm, sheer lipstick balm with vitamin E, 12 universal lip liner, a sheer metallic balm, face glaze skin primer, 6 color correcting skin tint serum, hyaluronic lip plumber with hyaluronic acid, microbiome gel face prep primer. I think the process of me trying to insert all the photos on the screen is gonna be wide. And I just want to use this as a warning message to us that we don't really hold these makeup brands accountable as much as we do to fashions and plastic oil and gas industry, something like that, because we are so comfortable in our makeup world, in our makeup corner of the internet. We feel like it's okay for influencers and content creators to engage in such an activity of buying, reviewing, and motivating us to buy more makeup. And this brand, they feel like if they send those influencers PR boxes, and if they have a collection available with this exaggerating amount of product, they make it available for the influencers to get access to. They will have more content, they will have more press about the product. We feel okay about it because we are comfortable buying makeup, not as much as we have that same perceptions about Temu, about Shein, about H&M, Zara, about fast fashion industry. So think about it as the saying that we have spread that clothing and plastic, they will remain in the landfill for thousands and thousands of years. How about makeup packaging? And I don't think we have seen it thoroughly, the detrimental impact of these makeup brands when they release makeup collection this big. I think we feel okay with what we believe is true, with what would benefit us, and this brand will benefit from this, the influencer will benefit from this, we feel like we benefit from this. So what is the price? And I think I will leave it to you to be a bit critical about brands releasing makeup at this volume. I think it's unacceptable, and I think it's unfathomable to me, knowing that brands, they have commitment in a way, like I'm not sure, they have commitment to be more sustainable, refillable packaging, recycle packaging, using sustainable materials, but they behave like this. So I will leave it to you to think about it. Once again, I'm Cloudy, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully see each other again. Bye.